Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Aznil bin Ahmad Kamal as a starter presenter for this presentation. Here is my member of this group, which is Nur Farisha Fariza binti Muhammad Zaini, Siti Nur Balkis binti Muhammad Arif, Siti Zulaika binti Karel Anwar. In this video presentation, we're going to present about political implication in landscape architecture in Malaysia. For the introduction, landscape architecture is shaped by political decision, government policies, and environmental laws. In Malaysia, these factors influence how public spaces are planned, developed, and preserved. Landscape architects must work with authorities to balance national goals, ecological sustainability, and community needs. Landscape serve as instrument for political expression and control. Monument, memorial, and urban design can reinforce ideologies, establish authority, and cultivate a sense of national identity. For instance, the design of the public spaces can reflect and perpetuate the values and power structure of a society. Landscape architecture is not merely about aesthetic or functional design. It is about a powerful medium tool. For the first scene that happened in Malaysia is Kuala Lumpur Singapore high speed rail alignment. For description, proposed rail line affecting urban and rural landscape. For the issues, politically driven change to land use. For political implication, land acquisition and environmental impact often sidelined for political economic ambition. For the Act that have been included is Act Land Acquisition, Environmental Quality Act 1974, and lastly, Public-Private Partnership. Next, Kampung Baru Development, Kuala Lumpur. For description, urban renewal plan for a historic Malay settlement. For the issue, politically sensitive gentrification. For political implication, political promise vs real community empowerment. For the Act, Akta Perbadanan Pembangunan Kampung Baru 2011, Akta Perancangan Wilayah Persekutuan 1982 dan Akta Pengambilan Tanah 1960.
The Malaysian development scenario highlights how major infrastructure projects like the East Coast Rail Link (ECRL) and the Malacca Gateway reflect the tension between economic growth, environmental and sustainability. The ECRL, a massive rail project crossing peninsular Malaysia, has caused environmental and landscape destruction by cutting through forests and rural areas, showing how political ties, particularly with China, Belt and Road Initiative, can overshadow environment or integrity. Similarly, the Malacca Gateway project involving land reclamation and port development has transformed coastal and marine landscape, raising concern among fishermen and environmental. Politically linked investment in both projects reveal how local interests are often evident with political shift affecting project timelines. Cameron Highlands Agriculture Expansion and the Pangeran Rapid project in Johor exemplify how environmental degradation in Malaysia is often tied to political and economic agendas. In Cameron Highland, unregulated farming and politically tolerate land clearing have led to surf erosion, river sedimentation and landscape damage, with political patronage enabling continued environmental harm. Meanwhile, the rapid oil and gas hub in Johor, developed by Petronas, has caused widespread destruction of mangrove and displacement of local communities. This project shows how national economic interests often take precedence over environmental conservation, with industrial goals supported by strong political backing. These scenarios are governed by acts such as Environment Oil Quality, National Land Code, Petroleum Development, and the Town and Country Planning Act.
Next, Musangking Durian Plantation in Laut Pahang. Description: large-scale durian farming in sensitive forest areas. Issue: politically tolerated land enrichment. Political implication: local political business networks override forest protection. Illegal plantations spread in water catchments with political inaction, fueling environmental damage, erosion, and conflicts with orang asli communities. For the 8, firstly, National Land Code 1965, and secondly, National Forestry Act 1984. 8313. Other than that, Gurney Wharf Reclamation, Penang. Description: coastal reclamation to build a public park and new development land. Issue: aesthetic landscape gain versus marine ecosystem loss. Political implication: urban beautification projects used for political image building. Gurney Wharf promoted as a green space through criticism for harming marine life, symbolizing how political ambitions for world-class status reshape landscapes at ecological expense. For the 8, firstly, Environmental Quality Act 1974, and secondly, Town and Country Planning Act 1976. Then, empangan ke laut and transfer of water to Selangor. Description: dam construction in Pahang to supply water to Klang Valley. Issue: politically motivated landscape alteration. Political implication: interstate political negotiations drive environmental sacrifice. The Kalau Dam submerged vast forests with political bargaining over water needs, sidelining biodiversity loss, and indigenous land rights. For the 8, firstly, Water Service Industry Act 2006, Act 655, secondly, Environmental Quality Act 1974, and thirdly, National Land Code 1965. Lastly, description of firefly habitats in Kuala Selangor, relevant act. Description: clearing of mangroves for development. Issue: politically approved land clearing threatens ecotourism and biodiversity. Political implication: short-term economic gains prioritized over unique natural heritage. Kuala Selangor's firefly colonies decline from mangrove clearance tied to politically approved developments, showing how political decisions harm fragile, irreplaceable ecosystem. For the 8, firstly, Wildlife Conservation Act 2010, Act 716. Secondly, Environmental Quality Act 1974.
Hectare benefit. Sustainable landscape project bring meaningful benefits, especially for students and communities. First, they help strengthen social interaction. Green space provide areas for people to meet, study, relax, and connect. These spaces are not just visually appealing but also good for mental health, helping reduce stress and improve focus, which is very important for students. They also align with government policies on sustainability, which make it easier to get funding and support from public and private sector. This project contribute to preserving the natural character of place like Canberra, keeping their unique identity and scenic value intact for future generations. From a practical side, sustainable landscape projects often use recycled or natural materials, which help to reduce construction costs and minimize waste sent to landfills. This not only benefits the environment but also help in managing limited resources and more efficiently. On top of that, when projects are designed with nature in mind, it becomes easier to follow environmental laws and even attract new opportunities. And finding governments and organizations today are more likely to support eco-friendly and inclusive design ideas, especially those that involve the community. So the conclusion: political influence has a strong impact on how landscapes are planned and developed. Sometimes the focus is placed more on economic development or political gain rather than on protecting the environment or culture. This can lead to problems like loss of green space, destruction of ecosystem, or displacement of local communities. To prevent this, landscape planning must be transparent, inclusive, and centered on ecological and cultural values. Everyone, especially students and future planners and designers, should understand the good landscape design is not just about appearance, but about creating long-term values for people and the planet. When governments, professionals and communities work together, we can ensure our green space are not only sustainable but also accessible, safe and meaningful for all.